Like, stop dating in your backyard. And then when you continue to run into the same issue after issue after issue, you're just like, oh, well, forget everything, forget everyone. Like, the whole system is broken. No, you've dated literally the same person if you're only staying within the same area.
I can see that. I can see that. Essentially, you're saying expand your
Yes.
horizons.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to leave the country. Just check a different market out.
Exactly. 100%.
That's actually not bad. I will still say take your butt out the country though.
I mean, I don't disagree for life experiences. I do not disagree. I 100 go get a passport, travel, go see the world. You probably will find her, that woman, that person as you're traveling. However, it's as you're traveling, not just outside of the country, but around the country too. You never know what you can find. I found some of the most amazing friends the moment I stepped outside of my comfort zone. And there's so much happiness that exists outside of a person's comfort zone if they'd be willing to take that chance.
Ooh, pause. Off topic. Paul's wife, Dottie, we had a chance to meet his
Such
lovely
an
wife,
amazing woman.
and she just celebrated a birthday. So we want to give a very public
Happy birthday
to
to you.
ya. Happy birthday, Dottie.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's the.
Oh, that was the.
Yeah.
My bad.
I just learned that from watching like an orchestra of how you end. You just got to do the and then it
But
ends.
you got to come back to a fifth.
You got to do it to a fist.
Yeah, because
no, that's like the black woman. Like if you got the
this is
if you
clock
got the
that
stick,
T. That's
no,
clock that T.
but this is the stick. Like you're holding a metaphorical orchestra stick, and then you got to
Yeah, and then they just like stop with that, but like, no, honey, I didn't pick that up.
Oh.
I didn't pick that up.
Hey, also we're live on TikTok, but we can't see TikTok comments. So if you want to be a part of the show, I'm sorry, we can't display your comments from TikTok onto the screen. But
we will find a way.
Yet, exactly. But if you do,
the power of yet,
I will see it. Now, have you tried dating? Because you've gone overseas.
I have.
Did you get the opportunity to sample the overseas flavors when you traveled?
I'm gonna be honest.
What up?
One was when I went to London, I looked like a black Londoner until I opened my mouth. Like, I didn't have a British accent. So the people, like those who were interested in me, it was from afar, and I just didn't go up close to let my American speak.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I think honestly, I was afraid.
How old
I
were
was
you?
younger. I was probably 21, 22, and I was traveling by myself. So I was in London by myself, and I'm like,
that's the perfect time. You could act like how you want to act with no witnesses when you come home.
No, I mean, like, what if they wanted to take me out and, like, whatever, like, I get lost in an alley or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone checking for me.
You know what? There is a difference between the genders. Like when I went to Colombia, I got treated out. Which, like, for somebody coming off of a divorce and just wanted to feel wanted, that felt good. I got treated out. I didn't have a car or anything while I was there. The person did, and like they just it was good because it wasn't about, oh, here's an American, let him pay for everything. It was, hey, I just want to have a good time with a good person. You seem like a good dude. Let's, go and explore and things like that. So I had the opportunity to see that, but as a guy, I didn't feel like, wait, where we going? I'm unfamiliar with this place. I don't want to go there.
But see, your divorce was also 6 years ago. So technology was fairly the same. We're talking about me being in London by myself as a woman, and we're talking 17, 18 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a little, like, technology then is not what it is now.
I'm curious if I would have a different thought about all of this if I was single and I saw what I saw back then. Mm-hmm. Would I have married an American person? I don't think I would have.
Okay.
I don't think I would have. Observationally, I know of one couple personally, like I know them personally, that didn't work out. And one of the reasons why it didn't work out, where he was an American person that married a foreigner to him, was he was still active duty in the military. She did not want to stay in the States, and he needed to finish out his time. He needed to get this 20 plus years so that he could earn his retirement. And she missed home and wanted to get back to Japan. And he said, I'm not gonna be married to you living apart. So if you really want to go back, you can certainly go, but you're gonna go back a divorced woman. She said, I accept that.
Again, I'm not bashing anyone where they decide to find their life mate. However, I have an issue with bashing an entire country of women, and you haven't dated every single woman in the United States. So you can't say, "Oh, all American women are just the same," or "all women from Baltimore are just the same," or "all women from Maryland are the same." Have you dated every single woman who is in that area? No, then you can't say that every woman is the same.
Shout out to Marilyn over on TikTok sending us a lot of love. We appreciate that.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
That is dope. That is dope. Now
It's
let's
probably just to
see.
get me to stop singing, which is fair.
Now, there's a narrative out there that the dating market is hostile towards men in the United States. And I think that that's not true. What I believe is that if you're not a top 20% male by a lot of the average woman's standards, then you get cut off and it feels like it is hostile. And what men are seeing, those that actually have gotten their passport and have gone to other places, is that the barrier to entry for a good time doesn't take a lot for the average woman in these other places. Now, if you're somebody that you're used to wealth and you're a lady that comes from a wealthy family, then chances are you're used to certain things, and we're not talking about you.
Yeah.
We're not talking your dating pool and your dating uh candidates are way different than what the average person is. But men are reporting and saying that it's taking all of this just to even go out on a date with somebody here in the States. Whereas when they go to some of these other countries, it's just a, hey, how are you doing? Would you like to go out? Yes or no. And if they say no, it's not a disrespectful no. It's a, okay, well, hey, that, it's said in a way that the rejection is soft. And that's what I think a lot of ladies are missing. Now, I'm going to give the caveat to that. I personally have seen a woman reject a man in a proper, nice way, and to have that man go off on that woman right then and there. And other people came and was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like all of that wasn't necessary. I'm not talking about that percentage of people with that low life of a man that would do something like that just because they got rejected in a nice respectful way. But I've witnessed it where if you were overseas and you approached somebody and they weren't interested, you got rejected in a way that it didn't hurt you because they weren't trying to hurt you. They just, hey, I'm not interested.
And that's fair. I think sometimes for women, just to kind of give a little bit of a defense for that, I think sometimes for women, you don't know how men are going to react. You want to assume that if you give that soft, sweet rejection, that it'll be okay. But the reality is, every man is not going to respond like that. And that's not a every American man. That's a every man is not going to respond like that. I wish it were the case, but it's not. The other thing that I will say is it, how do I put this?
Mm-hmm.
I've said this in other streams.
Okay.
Sometimes the way that some women act when it comes to the hoops that you have to jump through in order to take her out on a date, sometimes that is a product of the environment that we are currently in.
Say more.
Meaning, some men actually do that. And because some men actually do that, some women think that they deserve it. So you're talking of social media is a beautiful thing until it's not. You're talking about the average woman versus, like, not versus, but, and then also to the side, that top tier, like, what is it, like 20%, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So here we have, I'm going to say, woman A, who is a part of that top 20%, and she is attracting that top 20% man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she posts on social media that this man who can afford to picks her up, opens the door, wines and dines her, does all of this stuff for her, right? And then everyone can see that. So top 20 can see that, average can see that, not average can see that. And everyone looks at that and says, that's what I want. Well, that's a level for, those are treatments that certain women are able to get. So then you have the average woman and the not yet average woman who were like, well, I want that and I'm not going to settle for anything else other than that. And then they start creating hoops that men have to jump through because of what they saw someone who socially and financially is at a different level than them getting. And they're like, well, I want what they have. And that to me becomes a situation where you cannot look at what person A, B, and C is getting and compare yourself to them or feel like because they have that, you deserve that. And I think that's where we have a little bit of an issue. You got to stop comparing yourself to what you see on social media, what you read about in the books and everything like that, and really hone in on what you need. Because if you look at what you need, not a want, but a true need and necessity, you'll realize that not everything that those top tier socially and financially women are getting do you actually need. You do not need a man to pay your bills. You want a man to pay your bills. You do not need a man to open every door for you. You see other women getting it and you want a man to do that for you. And you need to learn the basic difference, the basic economic difference between a want and a need.
Hmm.
And once you learn that, I feel it will serve women well in the dating market.
First of the month's coming up, babe. I'm just saying, you
It's
speak
the first of the
you speak a
month.
good
Wake up,
game.
wake up, wake up.
But when that rent due, there's gonna be men lined up to fix a bind. And when they get that quick, fast, easy money, like that makes it harder for them. There's this term that I heard called pair bond. And
Okay.
it's like, I'm not gonna get fully into what pair bonding is, but the more you give yourself to other people, the harder it is for you to pair bond and create a deeper connection with like one person.
I can believe that. I can get with that. But okay, you just joked about the first of the month, women going after certain type of men to be able to get what they need. To which I say, well, men, stop doing it.
The market is going to dictate what happens. To me, like the passport bros aren't like wasn't caused by anything. It was the market dictating what some of their best options could be. Because it's not all peaches. Let me just say that. Matter of fact, I've got an example. It's not all peaches over here. There are some villainous people out there, unmuted, that are going to do villainous things like this chicken head Kenyan woman right here. I shouldn't have said that. So I had to mute it because I didn't want to get copyright stricken. But the thing on the screen says, POV, I'm the first African woman to humble them crazy, abusive passport bros. Now, this woman's story here, she met a passport bro who went to Kenya, met her, had a baby by that man, and then hypergamously monkey branched from that man who brought her back to the States, which they'll say, hey, if you marry somebody from overseas, you stay there. Don't bring them over here because the USA is like a toxin to people.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
And she got over here. She met somebody that was richer and more handsomer than her husband, who brought her out of Kenya and left him and publicly talked about it.
So
And and now she's created this persona, and now she's a whole villain out here.
which I will add this. Some women might argue that it's a certain type of man that is going overseas to get themselves.
Okay. So
again, I'm not going to agree or disagree because I got my man and I'm good. I'm happy. But
all right.
Some women may argue that it's a certain type of man that has to go overseas.
What type of man are some of these women who might argue that? What type of man are they claiming are those type of men?
Men who are lower down on the scale from 1 to 10 of attractiveness. And I don't just mean looks, I mean overall attractiveness and what he can offer. Respectfully, some of these countries, the US dollar is stronger in. So if you go to most Asian countries with a 100K salary, that's a lot of money over there. That can do a lot.
Yeah, you making 100K going over to Thailand. Hey, you rate under the royal king and queen.
But that's what I'm saying. So like you could get someone who on a scale from 1 to 10 is like a 6 on a really, really good day, making 6 figures, and they go over to an Asian country. And I mean, yeah, of course they're going to be able to ball out, but someone over here may not be caught up in that spell that much.
Shout out to Politically Incorrect said, big British, pound looking tidy, tax not included. Hey, Politically Incorrect, appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Mousa said, good evening. I feel like I always say your name wrong, but I appreciate you tuning in. And then we got CC Smith in the building, too, Madre said, whatever floats, they boat. Mama, you against the Passport Bros? Let Passport Bros let their passport fly. I was trying to find something witty to say.
Baby, you were trying.
And I lost it. But I sure enough tried.
You did.
Let me see if we got any comments on TikTok before I agree. Marilyn said, I agree with you, Michelle.
Hey.
What?
Yes.
You know, stop stealing my friends.
No.
She was my friend before she was your friend.
She's my friend now. Marilyn, look into the camera. You're my friend now.
I think that some people say that the Passport Bros stem from men feeling undervalued and underseen. Come on back. The internet went down, but I think we're good to go. Goodness gracious.
We both looked at that like.
And give us a heads up to let us know that we are back live. CC Smith said, hey, my piece. What up? What up, mother?
We're back.
Okay.
These two look like they're back.
It looks like we back. All right, good. Internet. We gotta get this internet fixed.
I have a solution. You don't want to know my answer.
Hush.
I'ma just sit here and mind my good old business.
Do you think that these people are ignoring red flags abroad when they get there, or do they see the fantasy and they try to make that fantasy a reality?
Respectfully, I think they see a fantasy and they're trying to make it a reality. The grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence from where you are, and I think that sometimes they're being sold a fantasy and they want to believe that that is true. Again, you see a certain population. The United States is big. Like I've heard someone, it was on social media though, I heard someone who was from the UK say that the reason why a lot of Americans don't have passports is because we can do in the US what people do in Europe, which is easily travel from one new culture to another. So in Europe, the countries are really, really close to one another. So you can easily jet from one country to another just by catching a train and just going, or just like quickly driving across the border. Just like how you and I would drive across the border to go to PA or go to West Virginia or go to Virginia or go to DC. You can do that easily with countries in Europe. So the man argued that the reason why a lot of Americans don't have passport is because we can do that so easily. And let's just be honest, if we were to leave our house right now and drive 2 hours, We could be in Amish country, which is completely different from where we are right now.
True.
If we were to drive 2 hours west, we would be in a different part of Maryland that is completely unlike where we are now, completely different culture. And because of that, I will say that I think some men are going out there and they are, being sold like this lie that they have to go over there to be able to get a different woman. No, you honestly, you step into a different part of America and you can get you a different woman. You just have to be willing to go into that different part. But I think what's the word? We downplay or disregard our own people. And when I say our own people, I mean Americans as a whole. We disregard and downplay our own people so much that like we don't realize that there are a lot of people in the US and there are a lot of cultures. We're not a melting pot, we're a salad bowl. We have a lot of different cultures going on here. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And even if you take all of the people who are not native to America and they've come here and they've brought their cultures, and you have two different cultures come together and they merge and they make this beautiful little, third culture that now exists. And that happens over and over and over again. We have diversity right here in the United States. But I think people are being sold a dream, a fallacy, a falsehood, and they're going overseas and they're like, I'm not going to find anything better here. No, have you really looked in every single crevice, in every single corner, at every single thing, uncovered every single rock? And now you can honestly say, after having done that, that you haven't found anyone. Like, I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that there are no good people, insert the gender of your choice, in the United States if you have not stepped foot and walked through every single one of our 50 countries and then our US territories as well. So unless you've been to all 50 states, you've been to all what, 5, 6 of our US territories, until you have done all of that, you cannot tell me that there are no decent people in the United States because you have not been everywhere in the United States.
I'm telling you this.
Tell me, baby.
When you come off the plane and you have somebody who's never met you, they've only video chatted with you, which is how it is now versus when you have went overseas traveling. And they're coming in there and then they embrace you and, give you flowers as a guy, right? And then, they've already coordinated the transportation and things like that to get you back to wherever it is that you're staying. It's hard to beat that when that's what the type of treatment that you're getting on date number one.
What you talking about? You go over to Hawaii, they give you a whole necklace of flowers. You get laid as soon as you step off the plane. What you talking about?
I like it. Good one. She be coming with the jokes too, y'all. It's hard to beat that. Now, there's a misconception out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right word?
Probably.
Because I will make up a word.
I know. That is a word. I don't know if it was the right word.
It's the right word for what I'm trying to say. Yeah, roll tide. There's a misconception out there that the only people that are getting their passports are men that are trying to prey on women in other places that don't have money, that live